Brakathay Hawa, Brakathay Hawa Shai. Brakathay Hawa, Brakathay Hawa Shai. Brakathay Hawa, Brakathay Hawa Shai. All praise to Yahweh Bahashim Hawa Shai. Double honors to the elders and apostles that rule well. And salutations to the brothers that's doing the truth and sincerity. Now this lesson is basically on how America is Babylon. You know, uh, how do you know? Through prophecy, man. You got to search these scriptures and line these prophecies up in this Bible with what's happening in reality and history also, man. That's how you figure that out. But also, ultimately, the spirit got to be dealing with you. You know, Yahweh Shema Shai got to be dealing with you. So I'm gonna play this video, man, because you got pastors that know that America is Babylon. You got regular citizen people that ain't of Israel know that America is Babylon, man.
First of all, let me show you the most compelling piece of evidence that Revelation 18 is dealing with the United States of America. Go down, if you would, to verse number 11. This is talking about the destruction of Babylon, and it says, "And the merchants of the earth," merchants are people who sell things, "the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buyeth their merchandise anymore." Now, what place could be destroyed in 2013 where it would be said, wow, because this place was destroyed, no man buyeth our merchandise anymore? I mean, think about it. The United States is the one who consumes the vast majority of the goods that are produced by the world. And if the United States were destroyed, people would literally say, who are we going to sell all this junk to? You know, this Walmart-bound, made-in-China junk. I mean, every single day there are gigantic ships coming from China just bringing just masses of merchandise. Who's ever been to the Long Beach Harbor or the LA Harbor and seen those ships coming in from the Pacific? Isn't it an amazing sight? I mean, it's unbelievable. I took a wrong turn. I didn't even mean to go there. I accidentally took a wrong turn. And I was just blown away by the sight of these gigantic ships just stacked. And look, they look like little Legos, but each one of those little blocks is a train car full of merchandise. I mean, just stacked up so high. I mean, it's an unbelievable amount of merchandise that's just constantly coming in. And that's probably the most compelling piece of evidence. But if
Right, man. So, you know, that was plain straight to the point. That was blunt, man. And he got it right, man. So what's up with y'all? It's like, and this to further prove his point. This is list of countries by imports 2016. His video was published in 2016. I guess somebody probably put it back up though. But yeah, United States imports. It says this is a list of countries by merchandise imports based on the World Fact Book of the CIA. And Apostle I've been talking about that fact book for last couple of videos I didn't watch. But this says United States estimate money they spend on imports, and this is 2016, was $2,205,000,000,000. Yeah. So yeah, man, that's lining up with the scriptures, man. So now I'm gonna bring out some scriptures, on prophecy in America being Babylon, man. This is Jeremiah. Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 7. It says, Babylon has been a golden cup in the Lord Yahweh Shai's hand that made all the earth drunken. Right, so the golden cup represents how, when we came over here in slavery and we made this place great because it was built off our backs, man. But through the spirit of Yahweh Shai, that was done. That made all the earth drunken. Drunk with what? Philosophies. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. Right? The nations took up America's monetary policy. Now their countries' goods can be inflated, deflated when American stock market crashed, and all the nations felt it. You know, they got upset behind that shit, man. They bringing democracy to their nations, and it's, ruining their society as a whole, man. It says Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Right, this is the judgment of Babylon, America, the land of confusion, man. The land where don't nobody know who they are, according to the scriptures, man. It's like, is this even playing? Okay. It says, "Howl for her, take balm for her pain. If so, be she may be healed." Right, and they tried to heal Babylon by way of what? The QE 1, 2, 3s, and QE 4. I think that was called Unlimited. Then they had to scale back on that. Then they put Trump in office. Now his whole thing is what? Let's make America great again. And as you can see, that ain't happening. It says, "We will have healed Babylon, but she is not healed." Right, because it's prophecy that she was going to be destroyed and not healed. "Forsake her and let us go everyone into his own country." Right, so you got the nations leaving America, and that's why you see these gas stations and these stores shutting down, man. These nations is going back to their own country with their own people and setting up shop because they know America is coming down, man. "For her judgment reacheth unto heaven and is lifted up even to the skies." Right, so America's judgment is lifted up, man, and America gonna be destroyed for what it has done to the blacks, and Native Americans, man. All right, this is hold on, let me see. This is Joel chapter 3, verse 1. It says, "For behold, in those days and in that time when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem," which that's what you see happening now, man. The Lord raising us up and calling us back. We proclaiming his name. We figured out he gave us our nationality back, and we doing the work. It says, "I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat," in America down there too right now. "Will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land." Right, so we were scattered amongst all these nations, man, and our land was took from us, man. It says, "And they have cast lots for my people and have given a boy for an harlot and sold a girl for wine that they may drink." It says, "Yea, and what have ye to do with me, O Tyre and Zion," them Africans, "and all the coast of Palestine," right? Ishmaelites, because y'all had a hand in selling us into slavery to these Edomite devils, which in turn brought us over here to America, man. And when it says, like, they cast lots for my people, have given a boy for an harlot, and so they girl for wine that they may drink. They were selling the women for wine and stuff, and having sex with the young boys, man. It says, it says, "Yea, and what have ye to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon, and all the coast of Palestine? Will ye render me a recompense? And if ye recompense me, swiftly and speedily will I return the recompense upon your own head." Right, so they put us in slavery. We're going to put them in slavery. "Because ye have taken my silver and my gold, and have carried into your temples my goodly pleasant things. The children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have ye sold unto the Grecians, that ye might remove them far from their border." And right, that happened. They got a book called Slavery in the Arab World, where the Arabs were selling us into slavery to these Africans, and it was trading for guns, wine, other dishes and stuff of that nature, man. It says, behold, I will raise them out of the place whither you have sold them, right? Because we were sold everywhere. We weren't only sold in America, man. And I will return your recompense upon your own head. It says, and I will sell your sons and your daughters into the hand of the children of Judah, and they shall sell them to the Sabians, to a people far off, for the Lord Yahweh hath spoken it. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. Okay, yeah, that's enough, man. All right, let me jump back to the scripture I was going to bring out. This is Revelation chapter 18, verse 1. It says, and after these things I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, and become a habitation of devils. Right, this is future prophecy, man. And them devils is like, them owls and them lizards that's going to habit this place, man. Yeah, it says, right, and yeah, America going to be destroyed, man, by who? Russia, Iran, the EU. Why you think Russia is testing his new nuclear missiles, his defense shields, putting his nuclear missiles on trains, hiding them, and pointing them straight at America, man. Because America is going to be destroyed, which is Babylon. It says, Babylon the great is fallen, and has become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and cage of every unclean and hateful bird, right? So America, that's all America going to be inhabited by. For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. The Vatican is not pushing out no motherfucking democracy. And the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, right? And they took a part of them philosophies of America. Women get to rule over the man. Women drive, and women get to wear tight pants. Got homosexuality, bestiality, lesbianism going on, man. They took after the Americans' monetary policy and shit, man. It says, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. And we just got through explaining that, man. America is the number one importer in the world, It says, and I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues, right? The plagues is ultimately going to be the nuclear missiles, man. And that's going to be the deliverance for the elect of Israel. And the 144 that's over here, man. It says, for her sins have reached unto heaven, and the Most High have remembered her iniquities. Right? So the Lord remember all the slavery, the medical test, the drugs, the witchcraft. The Lord remember all that shit. The Lord watching them right now, man. It says, reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her, double according to her works, the cup which she hath filled to her double. It says, how much she hath glorified herself and lived deliciously, so much torment and sorrow give her. For she saith in her heart, I sit a queen, and am no widow, and shall see no sorrow. Right? America is the only nation that think it can't be touched, man. Because what nation has actually touched America, man? You do the history on that shit, man. Therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire. For strong is the Lord Yahweh who judges her. Right? That's why I said Russia got the nuclear missiles pointed this way. North Korea threatening America on a daily basis about nuking this place, man. Let me see. This is Revelation chapter 9, verse 16. It says, and the number and the number of the army of the horsemen were 200. Let Let me see. Let me get the 2 Peter first, and then I'm gonna get that one. This 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 9. It says, the Lord is not slack concerning his promise, as some men count slackness, right? A lot of these niggas left the truth, man. It says, but as long suffering to usward, not willing that any should perish, but that all should come to repentance, right? And as long suffering to usward, because we still enduring in this thing, man. And, and all we can do is, suffer through it. It says, but the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat, and the earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up. That's from a nuclear thermal missile. A nuclear missile. This is Revelations chapter 9, verse 16. And the number of the army of the horsemen, which are the nuclear missiles, were 200,000 thousands, 200 million. And I heard the number of them. And thus I saw the horses in the vision, and they was likened unto horses, and them that sat on them having breastplates of fire, and of jacinth and brimstone. And the heads of the horses were as the heads of lions, because of the fierceness of the missile. And out of their mouths issued fire, right? We know nuclear missiles spread out fire, man. Just look up nuclear missiles on yahoo.com and test the nuclear missile test, man. And smoke and brimstone. By these three was the third part of men killed. By the fire, the third part of men is Esau. By the fire, and by the smoke, and by the brimstone, which issued out of their mouths. It says, for their power is in their mouth, and in their tails. For their tails were like unto serpents, and had heads, and with them they do hurt. All right. This is back in Revelations, chapter 18, verse. I'm going to start at verse 8. It says, therefore shall plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine like a fool, and she shall be utterly burned with fire. For strong is the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashim Shai who judges her. And the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her, took after her philosophies, shall bewail her and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning. Right, so the mother nations that did a lot of trade with America, or America was buying their goods, they're going to cry about America being destroyed, man. So just like how, they want to keep this wicked ass society going to keep us down and shit, you niggas doing the same shit because y'all coming up with false doctrines and shit, man. So y'all gonna be destroyed right along with America, man. It says, standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, alas, alas, the great city Babylon, the mighty city, for 1 hour is thy judgment come. Right, so the Lord gonna destroy this place in 1 hour. And the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buyeth their merchandise anymore. That's why I said made in China, made in Taiwan, made in Korea. Look on your clothing, man. The merchandise of gold and of silver and precious stones, and of pearls and of fine linen, and of purple and silk and scarlet, and all thine wood, and all manner of vessels of ivory, and all manner of vessels of most precious wood, and of brass, and of iron, and marble, and cinnamon, and odors, and ointments, and frankincense, and wine, and oil, and fine flour, and wheat, and beast, and sheep, and horse, and chariots, and slaves. Right, so you got slaves, still slaves market going on, man, undercover. and souls of men. It says, and the fruits, and it says, and the fruits that thy soul lusteth after are departed from thee. And all things which were dainty and goodly are departed from thee, and thou shalt find them no more at all, right? So you ain't gonna find none of this shit in America no more, man. These nations ain't gonna be able to sell none of this shit to America no more neither. It says, the merchants of these things which were made rich by her shall stand afar off for the fear of her torment, weeping and wailing, and saying, Alas, alas, that great city that was clothed in fine linen and purple and scarlet and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls. For in 1 hour so great riches is come to naught. And every shipmaster and all the company and ships and sailors and as many as trade by sea stood afar off and cried when they saw the smoke of her burning, saying, What city is like unto this great city? And they cast dust upon on their heads, right? That's a sign of mourning, man. That's how they what they used to do in the ancient world. And cried, weeping and wailing, saying, Alas, alas, that great city wherein were made rich all that had ships in the sea by reason of her costliness. For in 1 hour is she made desolate. Verse 20, it says, Rejoice over her, thou heaven, and ye holy apostles and prophets, right? So we're going to rejoice. For the Most High, Yahweh Shai, hath avenged you on her, right? So all the wickedness that America done did to us, man, that America man destroyed is going to be payback, man. The Vatican ain't did shit to us, man. We ain't in slavery over there in the Vatican. But, that's it for the lesson, man. All praise to Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the elders and apostles that rule well. And salutations to the brothers that's doing the truth and sincerity. Shalom.